Hi, creative friends. This is Soraya, and thank you so much for being here. So, today I am going to do a continuation of using my oil pastels in my cardboard book. It's going to be this spread over here. But first, I just briefly wanted to talk about a few things that I've discovered. So, the very first thing is this is another children's cardboard book that I'm turning into an art journal of mine. And what happened was the not the spine, not the entirety of the spine, but just the cardboard that was covering the outer edge of the spine, it was coming apart. So what I did is I cut strips of my tea bag, and if you can see over here, I just laid them out like so, just in a strip. So I probably put about 4 or 5 strips. Um, like sometimes I double them up just to reinforce it. And because the tea bags are breathable, they have stretch to it, but they're also really durable, especially when you layer 2 or 3 of them at a time. So now I can open my book, as you can see here, because like I said, it is breathable. It has movement. So I can open my book up and it's not affecting it at all, but it is very strong. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this up with paint, and I'm going to work on the cover and etc etc. But it also made me think that just say later on as I continue working and building layers in this book, if this had to kind of split, then I could mend it with my tea bags. So I just think that's a really nifty kind of a way to use the tea bags. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And then the second thing is I made a video a few days ago about, it was actually a series, and I put my tea bag over top of the oil pastel. And when I came back to it, I found that the tea bag sealed my oil pastel, but it also pushed it back a little bit and it dulled the vibrancy of the colors. And at first I was really bummed out because I was like, oh, I really do love the vibrancy of oil pastels. But then a fellow artist made the comment and a really wonderful observation that actually this looks very antique. Like it has this like aged patina kind of look, and that's absolutely correct. And I really love the way that turned out. So I'm going to bring this up closer, and it just has this really delicious kind of layered, um, kind of like, I guess, an antique look. And so now I'm looking at it with fresh new eyes and I'm like, you know what? I really love that. And even over here where I laid the tea bag over top of the blue, I hope that the camera can pick up on this, but it looks like a really aged part of like a wall or something like that, but it's just the tea bag over the blue, and I just love that. Like I wouldn't want to cover that up with the blue. I want to leave that as is. So anyways, just some observations that I made that I wanted to share, but I'm just going to get back to working in this cardboard book over here. And let me see here. So I couldn't figure out why this part over here is resisting the oil pastel. I have no idea why, because it's not the cardboard book. It's not the original page because I cover the entire thing with collage. So I don't know, but I'm just gonna go with it. And I actually kind of like that kind of crumbly look that shows that part of the page. So, I'm just going to roll with it. It would be nice to know why that happened, just so I would understand, but it's okay. So I'm just going to continue working on this, and I'm going to apply another coat of the blue, but I'm going to wait to do that. I'm not going to do that right this moment. And I think I'm just going to like work on the faces and just bring some some of this Pitt pen because I really love the line this brings to the piece. And I don't know if I'm gonna continue working using my oil pastels or this is mixed media, so I'm just gonna see. Like if I want to use my oil pastels, I will, and if not, I'll just kind of use whatever else comes to mind. And for some reason, I'm really loving the face over here. Like I love the underside, like the background showing through, like all those circles. At first, I thought it might be too distracting, but I'm actually really liking it. So I don't know. I might just leave it like that for now. If I don't know what to do with something, um, I ask myself the question, like I bring it up to my conscious mind, like, oh, I don't know. What should I do with that? And then I just let it alone and like hope that the answer is going to come to me. But if the answer doesn't come to me, then I just leave it as is. I don't like really worry about it and try to make something kind of happen that doesn't want to happen, I guess. So I'm just going to build up on the face over here. And so I'm just going to kind of fill in the whites here that will become the eye. And to be quite honest, you guys, I just love a lot of what is going on here. Like, I really don't want to cover up the hair. I don't want to cover up the face over here. Now, I am going to add another coat of this blue. And I think I'm going to leave that green over there because I want it to like repeat over here with the dress. And I'm really loving this like abstract kind of face over here. So actually, I'm really loving a lot of what is going on. And I don't know, like this journal is still in its early stages. So, who knows what might happen down the road here. But for now, I'm just enjoying the things that I love. And it's a good way when we pay attention to what we really love. Like, I love these circles over here. Um, I love the abstract quality of this face. Um, I'm loving so much of what is going on the page. And when we pay attention to that, we are building up our visual language. Like we're paying attention to what we love. And even if this gets covered up, I might want to use some of this in another spread. I think I need to make her face a little bit smaller over there. And I'm just building up the face here. And you guys, I really love using just regular pens in my art journals. And this is actually a Sharpie S Gel pen. And it just gives you like these really fine marks. And once this all dries, I might even actually go in here and do some writing. You know, I love using pens. They just have such beautiful, delicate lines that I really appreciate in my art journals, especially. So I think I'm just gonna like cover this up here with red because I mean, even though I do like that color, I want to differentiate that from the neck. So I think I'm just going to and see you guys, I'm going over the oil pastel here, the blue line here. I'm just going over it with my paint. And, you know, even though everything that you might read or see says don't do that, and the reason why is because oil pastels are live. They are considered live, which means that they never fully dry, like ever. So now, if you cover them up with, say, Mod Podge or like I did with that tea bag, it is going to seal it. So then it's not live anymore, but it also doesn't have that same vibrancy. But the reason why they say that is because, like, just say a year from now or 2 years from now or whenever, it might crumble off because it is live. It never fully dries. And so it might take some of the paint off with it. So it's not archival. But for me personally, I not only do I not care because it's in my art journal, I'm not selling it to anybody, um, but I also really appreciate that. You know, I appreciate all those kind of organic things that could happen. So that's just me, but that's why they say not to do that. But, you know, I, as you can see, put my acrylic paint right over my oil pastel line over there, and I'm totally fine with that. So I think what I'm going to do is I will let this completely dry, and this is going to be the end of this video, but I don't think I'm going to make a part 3. What I'll do is I will just work on it whenever, because that's kind of how I work in my art journals. Like, I'll allow this to completely dry, and then, you know, I might come over here and work on, say, this spread over here, and then, you know, I might just start working on another spread, and then I'll come back to this like a month later. But as it progresses, I will, you know, when I'm making another video, I'll pull this out and I'll say, oh, you know, here, this is the progression of this spread. So anyways, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.